Rhetoric deals with persuasion. So here we're looking at three major appeals, we'll call them rhetorical appeals, of how we get people to believe us or follow us or buy something from us or vote for us. And so we're going to break these up into those three categories. The first is logos. Logos is logic. This is where a speaker tries to persuade us based on facts and statistics, using numbers, comparing and contrasting actual evidence. So if you are a logical person or you just don't know something, and once you're given information, you can be persuaded, logos is one way for us to go about this. A second option is pathos. Pathos is passion or emotion. So these are emotional appeals. Um, an extreme example of pathos would be the sad dog commercials where we're trying to get you to get a dog from the shelter. Um, and these might stir emotions in us. Now, pathos might also be useful once we deal with a personal situation. If we know someone who's been affected by cancer, arguments about curing cancer might become more meaningful to us because we have a personal connection. So just like some people might be swayed by logic and logos, other people will be swayed by pathos depending upon the topic. Our third major category is ethos. And in ethos, we are taking a look at how much we trust the speaker. This might be an athlete who's doing endorsements. This might be from a movie star. This might be a friend who we know who recommends something to us. And because we know our friend and we trust our friend's judgment, we'll listen to their recommendation. So in any speech or writing, we can take a look at pathos, logos, and ethos. Sometimes authors will rely more heavily on one of these three. Sometimes authors or speakers will use all three. Um, and sometimes it depends upon the audience to determine how legitimate an argument is. And we'll talk about that later with our rhetorical triangle. But here we have our three rhetorical appeals. So when we're analyzing rhetorical appeals, we want to be able to point to examples. If we're analyzing ethos, we want to explain why that author has some clout, why we're believing that speaker. What is it about the speaker? Maybe it's a credential he or she has. Maybe they're an expert in a certain field. Maybe it's the number of followers they have. If we're analyzing logos, we want to give examples of the facts within the speech or within the article that show us why logos is being used. And then we can talk about how effective those pieces are. So again, these are our three rhetorical appeals: logos, pathos, and ethos.